Hello everybody, my name is Ryan or MandRproductions, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars 75177 First Order Heavy Scout Walker from Star Wars The Last Jedi. If you want to see all my other LEGO Star Wars The Last Jedi reviews, check the top link in the description. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and give it a thumbs up rating, and if you have anything to say about the set throughout my review, leave it in the comments section below. This set has 554 pieces, is recommended for ages 9 to 14, and includes 4 minifigures, being the First Order Flametrooper, a First Order Gunner, a Resistance Trooper, and General Hux. The minifigure selection overall is pretty good, and for $50, it's a pretty good price per piece. This set has taken a lot of criticism for looking weird, for lack of a better term, and the people that are criticizing this set are the same people that are criticizing LEGO or Star Wars for basically rehashing older stuff, such as the First Order Heavy Assault Walker being a remake of the AT-AT, or the Resistance Pod being basically the Resistance Troop Transporter cut off at the end, and the First Order Star Destroyer just basically being an Imperial Star Destroyer. This set brings us a fresh design to the LEGO Star Wars universe, and I think that's something that's really good. Before we get into the features and looking more at it, let's take a quick look at the minifigures. This is the First Order Flametrooper, and this is a minifigure we have seen before with The Force Awakens, but he returns in this set, and I think still looks amazing. A very cool and unique looking LEGO Star Wars Stormtrooper minifigure. He comes with the flamethrower weapon, which looks great with this set. Of course, has the flame on there with the studs with holes there to hold it in, and of course he's got his fuel on his backpack, which looks really awesome. He's got the clear holder for that. I kind of wish the holder wasn't clear. I wish it was just a solid color, only because, you know, you would think it wouldn't be floating off his back, so it would look like a more solid connection if it was in black or white for the connection to the backpack. That's just my opinion, but let me know what you guys think. There is back printing on there. I'll remove his backpack to show that to you. He does have a face underneath, which is going to be your standard Stormtrooper face. And here's a quick look at what life is like on the other side. This is the First Order Gunner, and this is a minifigure I'm not all that excited for because we've had this minifigure in the First Order Battle Pack for a couple years now, so it's nothing that really gets me going with this set. It's nothing to really excite you even, because you probably already have one of those Battle Packs, but underneath you will find a different face, which is kind of cool, but still not a great selling point for me. I'm not really sold on the inclusion of this minifigure, although he does make sense as to pilot the First Order Heavy Scout Walker. So let's go on to the Resistance Trooper. This is the Resistance Trooper. It is a female Resistance Trooper, so we get one of the female versions with the gunmetal gray gun. I like that. Around back there's some nice back printing. Around front you get some normal, pretty good torso printing with some leg, and even a little bit of waist printing, just kind of one line right there, so not even really waist printing. I don't even know why they bothered. Underneath the helmet or the hat, whatever you want to call it, it's got the yellow visor, which is always awesome. You'll see her facial expression is kind of funny. And she does have a second facial expression on the back, which looks a lot more happy than this more confused looking expression. And the last minifigure is General Hux. This is an amazing General Hux minifigure. I love the hairpiece, which is returning from some previous minifigures. You can see the back print there is pretty plain. The small Lego blaster, but he's got an awesome torso print, which really reminds me of that scene from The Force Awakens where he was giving that speech to all those First Order Stormtroopers. He even has sideburns printed onto his face, and he does not have a second facial expression, which is kind of a bummer to me, seeing as the hair would cover it really easily, I think. So I don't know why there wasn't a second face included, because they've been doing that with almost every minifigure. You can see even the female Resistance Trooper had it, but that's the only figure in this set to have the double-sided face, and somehow General Hux did not get that treatment. So I'm a little bit disappointed for that reason, but other than that, this is a really awesome minifigure, and he's great to lead part of your First Order army. Now that we've seen the minifigures, I want to take an up-close look at the First Order Heavy Scout Walker, and it's a very interesting ship in my opinion. I think it's got a really cool looking design, very unique looking design, which is basically the selling point here, and you can tell it is very unique. It's kind of reminiscent of an AT-ST, but not even. It's got more of a rectangular head than a box head. That's kind of where I draw that line there, but you'll notice that it does have something very cool about it, and that's that it rolls on wheels. The Lego one in particular rolls on wheels. In the movie, I think it's just going to be walking on its legs. It's really a crab walker, so it moves its legs in an odd way, and you'll see how this works here. We're going to roll the legs across, and you'll see them. They all lift up individually, and kind of cool, just doing it slowly so you guys can kind of see what's going on in there. And as we come towards this, you'll see more of an idea of how the legs move in pairs, so kind of cool, kind of cool. It's not something that I'm in love with, but it's also not something that I really understand all the hate for. I think it actually works really well. It's a boring build to do this. Like, honestly, building this was rather boring. It got boring and old, and it was hard to build all these Technic legs, and it kind of got annoying, and, you know, it was one of those long builds that felt like it was never going to end, and you would never finish the set, but I think it comes out pretty well. I think when you get done building it, it's pretty good, but building it itself, the building experience just isn't that great with this one. You guys can see there's a good angle of the face. It does have a translucent red piece there, although you can't really see in there. The guns on here are pretty cool. They can move up and down, although they are really meant to be straight, but you can move them up and down if you want to have it pointing down at the ground at some troops down there. It just kind of looks funny that way, to be honest. It also does have spring-loaded missiles on the side of it, and we'll go ahead and shoot those off. They can also rotate like that. They're on rotatable things. They can go 360 degrees, and we'll just shoot one off to the side here by pushing it in towards the head, just like that. So it's a spring-loaded missile. You guys know how those work. Very nice little feature that LEGO has been including with sets since 2014. So the other thing you can do is you can store some of these spring-loaded missiles on the back of the thing, so if you have some extra, some other sets, or they do include an extra one in this set, you can go ahead and clip it onto the back there. It's going to fit on there pretty nicely. Although it does kind of take away from the aesthetic of the set, you can do that if you want to. Of course, you can just easily reload it in here. The design on the side is pretty stellar. They use the grill pieces a lot on this set here, here, and here. See one up there too, so that's a pretty common piece, but overall it looks pretty good. I do want to show you the interior of this thing so you guys get an idea of what you can do as far as fitting your minifigs inside. As far as getting minifigs inside, it's going to be pretty easy, although I do have one complaint. This is how you have to lift it up, and it does come up pretty easily, but it's a very small thing that you have to grab there. It's not like you can really grab onto anything else to lift it up, so you have to grab this really small little Technic bit that pops out of the top. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just a little bit different than they usually do. You can see the interior there. There is a control panel in there, and you guys, it's printed, so that's pretty nice. You can also see through the translucent red windshield now at this angle a little bit better. So I'm going to fit 2 minifigs in there. We can get General Hux in the back here. You guys can see it's using the tiled type of seat there so that they don't get stuck in there ever, which is really nice. I love when LEGO does that as opposed to having a studded seat. It just makes it harder to get the figure out when you're trying to get him out. Now, we're going to have some trouble getting this guy in because you can see there's some studs blocking his entrance, which I don't really understand, but we're going to get him in there eventually, and he will fit in there. It's a little bit cramped in there. It's a very small space, but they do fit in there. You can see General Hux is a little bit close to that First Order gunner, but there is space in there for both. It's a pretty small little interior. You can't really do much else in there. You can't fit anything else in there. There's, oops, I actually hit that spring-loaded missile, but there's not really clips for anything. These clips up here could hold your gun, but the top will just hit that when it comes down, so it's not really going to work, unfortunately. So you can't really hold anything in those clips, so I don't really know what they're for. Looking at it now, I realized the clips are to hold the hatch on the top from going into the interior. But other than that, that's the interior. It holds the 2 minifigs, and getting the minifigs out, like I said, it's going to be a breeze because they use the tiled seats as opposed to studded seats. And closing the top is pretty simple as well, and it will roll away. My final thoughts on this set and my true opinion on it is that it's not as terrible as people are making it out to be. Yeah, sure, it looks different and it's weird looking, but it has a really cool function in that the legs just move differently than they ever have on a LEGO set before. It's a crab walker at its base, and I think it does a great job of being just that. For $50, of course, you could make the argument that it is a bit pricey, and of course that argument can be made with everything. I think $50 is fair for this set, although you will be rewarded by waiting for it to go on sale, because I think eventually it will, and you'll be able to get it for $35 to $40 pretty easily. With The Last Jedi being a wave under criticism for having so many sets be alike older LEGO Star Wars ships like the First Order Star Destroyer or the First Order Heavy Assault Walker or the Resistance Troop Transport, I feel like this is a breath of fresh air, and I don't know why people don't see that. Maybe I'm just delusional and I'm making something up in my mind, but I feel like this is that breath of fresh air that we needed. It's something new from LEGO Star Wars. It's something different looking, and I don't understand why so many people hate on it just for that reason. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. If you did enjoy this review, again, drop a like. If you are new around here, subscribe so there's more of my future LEGO videos. And that'll be all for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.